You've made a name for yourself, Gideon, operating in your own little world. But you're playing with the big boys now. So take me where I need to be, or watch helplessly as your friends scream their lives away.
Listen to me, Mark. You know I have no reason to lie to you.
Everybody lies. It's what people do.
The three can't be here, in the secure rooms or anywhere on the premises, because I haven't had a chance to give anybody access.
But then, you would say that, wouldn't you? Tell you what, how about a show of faith on your part? Hand over the halo Ethel gave you, and then I'll take you seriously.
I glanced back at my crew. Lex and Polly were getting ready to throw themselves at Mark, but I caught their gaze and shook my head firmly. I turned back to Mark and produced Ethel's halo from my jacket pocket. Pretty little thing, isn't it?
You can't give him that, Gideon. He'll kill us all the moment he's got what he wants.
One more word out of you, and I will turn you inside out and leave you that way.
Lex put himself in front of Sally.
You even look at my family in a way I don't like, and I will punch your heart out. Assuming you still have one.
I do love it when the bad guy thinks he can wipe out a lifetime's sins just by making a heroic gesture. Who do you think you're fooling, Lex? After everything you've done, after all the people you've killed, do you honestly believe playing the good husband and father will make the slightest difference to what's waiting for you?
I didn't become an agent for the good to save my soul. I'm damned. I know that. I do it to show my contempt for hell. You should try it sometime. It's very invigorating.
If I ripped his jaw off, Gideon, do you think that would be enough to stop him talking?
My crew was starting to look as though they didn't trust me to know what I was doing. I held up the glowing bracelet, and Mark put out a hand to take it. And I lightly tossed the halo to Lex. He snatched it out of midair, and I smiled easily at him. 2 halos gave you your armor. I wonder what adding Ethel's halo will do to the mix. 2 parts heaven to 1 part hell should produce something even a hound from hell would have trouble dealing with.
You bastard, Gideon. Now that was sneaky. I'm actually impressed.
Lex pressed Ethel's halo against his heart and summoned his armor. It surged over him in a moment, but this time there were no dark and light halves. Instead, his armor shone brightly from head to toe, leaving only the occasional shadow to drift across his chest like passing clouds. The light was painfully bright, and the armor's presence filled the room like the will of God, clear and uncompromising. Mark flinched away from it just for a moment before he regained control, but we all saw it and knew what it meant. Mark drew himself up to say something threatening, but I just talked right over him. When there were 2 equally matched halos from above and below, you could force the dark half back into its bracelet, and the light half couldn't stand on its own. But now there are 2 heavenly halos. I'm betting you just lost any control you had over the armor. Mark glared furiously at the damned, but nothing happened. Mark's face went blank as he struggled to come up with a new plan. But a man with his power had never felt the need for strategy. I nodded to the damned. Go get him, Lex. Show him what we do to people who mess up our lives. The damned surged forward and slammed into the hound like a runaway train. Mark stood his ground, refusing to be driven back. And the 2 of them lashed out, throwing terrible punches backed by inhuman strength. Sally and Polly looked to me, but I shook my head. Sidney had already flattened himself against a wall. We all stayed well back as 2 forces of nature went to war. Mark and the damned lurched back and forth, smashing through anything still standing that got in their way, their punches strong enough to make holes in the world. I would have flinched at so much more destruction, but I was too caught up in willing the damned on, because if he failed, the odds were we were all dead.